Most people think the line between saving and investing is a number, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. But the real line isn't a number. It's a moment. The moment you stop believing that working harder will be enough. Right now, millions of people are doing exactly what they were told, working, saving, being responsible, and quietly becoming poorer anyway, not dramatically poorer. That would at least trigger panic. This happens silently. Inflation rises, housing drifts upward, food costs more. Your bank balance stays exactly the same while everything it can buy slowly disappears underneath it. It's financial aging. In 2000, $1 bought a dollar's worth of groceries. Today, that same dollar buys around 60 cents worth. You didn't spend it, you didn't lose it. It just quietly became worth less while it sat there. And most people don't notice until an entire decade disappears. Imagine two people, same income, same discipline, same strategy. One starts investing. Ting at 25, putting away $300 a month into a diversified index fund. The other waits until 35, wants to understand the market first. By retirement, the first person has roughly $800,000, the second has roughly $380,000. Same money, same method, a $420,000 difference. Not because the second person failed, because compounding is brutally front-loaded. The early years matter more than all the years that follow combined. And here's the darkest part. In 1970, the average American home cost $23,000. Home prices have gone up 17 times since then. Wages have tripled. You can work harder than your parents, save more carefully than your parents, and still fall further behind, because the finish line is moving faster than the race. So what does investing actually mean? Not trading screens, not screaming finance influencers, not pretending to predict the future. A stock is ownership in a business. An index fund is ownership across hundreds of businesses at once. That's the entire concept. When you buy an index fund, you're not gambling on one company. You're betting that human civilization will keep building and growing. The same bet that has paid off every single decade for the last 100 years. But here's where most beginners get derailed. Someone online turns $5,000 into $500,000 trading options. A 23-year-old becomes a crypto millionaire, and suddenly slow, boring investing feels stupid. Here's what they don't show you. For every person posting screenshots of massive gains, there are thousands sitting on losses nobody wants to admit publicly. You hear from winners because losers disappear quietly. The market has always sold the fantasy of shortcuts, usually right before those shortcuts become the most dangerous. Meanwhile, boring investors keep doing something laughably simple. They buy index funds every month, reinvest dividends, keep fees low, and keep buying even when headlines make it feel insane to do so. $300 a month for 40 years at historical market R. Turns doesn't give you $144,000. The amount you put in, it gives you over $900,000. That gap between what you contributed and what you end up with is not math. It's time working on your behalf. But staying invested long enough to reach that point is psychologically brutal. In 2008, the S&P 500 dropped nearly 57%. Millions of ordinary people watched their savings collapse in real time. Many sold near the bottom. Some never returned. Then the market recovered, hit new highs, kept climbing. The people who stayed in weren't brilliant. They were just stable enough not to panic. Stability isn't a personality trait. It's a system. And it starts with an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. Not to beat inflation, simply to survive a crisis without selling investments at the worst possible moment. That is its only job. And it is worth every penny. There's one more enemy nobody talks about enough. It doesn't come from the market. It comes from the mirror. A person earning $80,000 who invests 15% builds real wealth over time. A person earning $150,000 who spends $148,000 is not wealthy. They are renting the appearance of wealth. Month by month, every dollar spent on looking successful is a dollar that never compounds. The fix is simple. Automate your investments before lifestyle has a chance to absorb them. Pay yourself first. Let what remains dictate your lifestyle, not the other way around. Cash protects your present. Ownership protects your future. That distinction has never mattered more than it does right now, because we are entering an era where labor alone no longer guarantees security. The economy increasingly rewards people for owning things, not just doing things. The question is no longer whether you can afford to invest. The real question is whether you can afford not to. Every month you wait, compounding starts without you. You will never feel ready. Start anyway.